As we all settle in, we will begin our annual meeting, as we always do, with our Chancellor, Al Harvey.
Well, thank you and good morning. Can everybody hear me in the back? All right, great. Well, it's election time at Calvary. And as you know, we do things the old-fashioned way. We use a pencil and a ballot, and we don't vote by machine, and we don't require an ID card. So today we will elect 5 members of the vestry. And I emphasize the word 5 because that's the way we vote at Calvary and have for at least as long as I've been doing these, which is something over 15 to 20 years. We generally vote after determining that we will conduct the election by a plurality of the votes. Our bylaws provide for an election by plurality, which means that there are, I believe, 8 on the ballot, and you will vote for 5. Now, in order to vote, you need to be a communicant of Calvary Episcopal Church. You need to be here, which you are, and you need to be 16 years of age or older. So we're on the honor system, and if you fit all of those categories, then please take a ballot that the ushers are passing out now, and note the people that are there. They will be introduced in just a few minutes. The only other thing that needs to be done, other than the introduction, is for you, the members of Calvary, to make the determination that under our bylaws, we can elect by plurality. So, you want to take the motion? So I will move on behalf of the congregation that we elect by a plurality of votes and ask for a second.
The motion has been made. It has been seconded. All in favor of electing by plurality, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. The ayes have it.
All right. I think unless there are questions or...
Well, as you formulate questions, if you have them, I'd like to invite those who are running for the vestry to stand up. And I'm very tempted to have you come forward because I love that. Come on up, thank you. I see you all, you're all here, come on. Don't be shy, you look nice. Come up front. Let's see. Donovan, here we go. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who are we missing? So here are those running for the vestry. Step up, Chad. Get in line. There you go. Donovan Smith, Jan Gwynn, Chad Cunningham, Bob Ford, Claudia Haltom, and Fred Piper. Katie Thacker and Julie Bethel are also on the slate. Neither could be here this morning, so don't count it against them. But these are the people running for your vestry, and I am so grateful for your willingness to step up into this leadership position, so let's give them a hand. Thank you all. So just to reiterate, there are 8 people on the ballot. We are electing 5 new members of the vestry. In order for your ballot to count, you must vote for 5. If you vote for less than 5 or more than 5, your ballot will not be counted. So do vote for 5. Does anyone need a ballot? Does anyone need a ballot? Okay, ballots are being distributed. Lewis needs one. The ballots have been distributed. If you do not have one now, you will not get one, so please raise your hand if you need a ballot. Need one in the back. one in the middle. Keep it up, Jill. James. We need one more ballot in the middle here. David, one more there. All right, last call for ballots. All right, if for some reason someone runs in here in 5 minutes very concerned because they missed the balloting, we will have them available through the end of this meeting. So just have them go to the rear of the nave, and Yvette can get one for them. All right, so you need to vote for 5. Go ahead and cast your votes. As you are finished, please don't origami the ballot. It takes a long time for people to unfold it. Fold it in half if you're very concerned about privacy. That is no judgment. But let's just stop with half. That will be good. Pass them to the center, please. If you would like to continue praying about your ballot before casting your vote, you can drop them to the back of the nave at the very end of this meeting, but we do need all ballots cast by the end of this meeting. Thank you. Pass them toward the center aisle, and they will come and be collected. Anything more? Do you need anything more? All right. Special word of thanks to Al Harvey. He has been doing this for probably 20 years, and it is a great, great honor to serve with him, and he gives us lots of very wise counsel, so thank you, Al. Now, as we move into the meeting portion, I promise you it will not be a long meeting. You will have plenty of time to visit and get some coffee. I want to take an opportunity to just address what's going on in the parish. Last year, your vestry decided that it would be very good to have regular communications parish-wide. And so beginning with the August forum, we now have an October meeting. We're going to have a January forum and then one to close the school year in May. So 4 times a year, we're going to be able to address you as a full congregation and tell you what's going on in the life of this parish. So hopefully everything is transparent. If you ever have any questions, there is a box downstairs where you can submit questions to the vestry. I would like to point out, if you ask a question of the vestry, I need to know your name, or else we can't really answer it. There was a really thoughtful question that was submitted about 3 or 4 weeks ago by Anonymous. And so do not feel like we are not getting them. We just didn't know who you were. So if you've got some questions, feel free to submit them in the box downstairs. And also you can email vestry@calvarymemphis.org, and we will get those messages as well. So in this meeting, we're going to cover a few of the business items going on in the parish this year, and we're going to start with our annual giving. And so I'd like to call up our co-chair for annual giving, Lee Duncan. Lee is going to speak to you just a minute, an update on our annual giving and our stewardship, and also sort of call you to some more participation if you have not yet participated. And I'm going to be like, it's going to be like a prize fight. I'll hold the sign for you. There you go.
Okay.
Hold on, Lee.
I'm going to get back. I'm sorry. I'll get back to that.
Okay.
But that is our pledge units. But I wanted to start first by telling you a little bit about our youth campaign. You know, this is the first year that we've decided to do this on a formal level, and it has been very widely received, and we're thrilled at the pledge cards that came in. And on time, treasure, and talent, all 3. We've had 21 pledges turned in. And Kayla and Hillary have done a great job coming up with different programs to have for the kids to do this fall and winter and into the spring months as well. Starting now, they've been working already on the Emmanuel meal, making wrapping presents. This year they're going to have actual gifts like gloves and socks, such to have, and it's going to be wrapped up, and it's being wrapped up, all of these many, by our kids. So they've already started working on that. In January, we have another program that we're starting. It was an idea by Miriam and Fraser Gardner, which is just adorable. It's called G2H, letter G, and it stands for Go to Hungry. And the thought behind this was we all get stopped at a stoplight or see someone on a corner that's hungry and wants some money. And what this will do is they are going to put together little sacks with healthy snacks in them, like Vienna sausages and peanut butter crackers, a little bit of water, and have them put in. They'll maybe stamp a picture of Calvary on it and have a Bible verse, and more importantly, it will have information on the hub, how to get there, what it does, etc. So that's pretty exciting. And the way they're going to distribute this is probably kind of like our Soup Sunday. It'll probably be once a month, and they will put them together, and then they will sell them, basically. We don't know what the price is yet, but to all of us to be able to buy and have in our own cars to be able to give out. And so that's their project. It's their outreach and ministry, and it's a pretty good one. So it's pretty exciting. On the major adult campaign, we're doing well. We have 165 pledges right now, but we need to get to where we were last year. We would need about 105 more at this point. And we're going to update this chart every Sunday for the next several weeks to show you where we are. And it's my hope that we will not only close this gap to be at least where we are now, but for those of you who have never pledged or maybe just haven't pledged in the last couple of years, we're really hoping that you will, between you, your and/or family, and God, make a decision to give to this church, to be a part of this church, so that you can be integrally into this family. We would love to have 100% participation. We've never had 100%, but I know we can do it, and I think it would be good not only for the church, but for each of us as an individual. And don't think that your pledge doesn't matter. It does matter. Every single pledge matters, and every single pledge makes a difference. So please show your dedication and support to the work of this church by making a pledge today. And we have got pledge cards at the end of each aisle. And so if you haven't made a pledge yet and you're willing to do so while we're having this meeting, please do so. And I will be here, Chris will be here, and we'd be happy to take it and turn it in for you. So it's my personal belief that we are God's hands and feet. And God has a plan for each of us every day, each one of us. And it's up to us whether we will choose to be open to hearing that and choose to act upon that call on a daily basis. There are so many ways that we can do God's work through Calvary. So please choose to pledge, as our youth have done, so that we can do God's work here at Calvary in 2015. We can do more together. Thanks.
Thank you, Lee. Just to reiterate what Lee was saying, we have had great success with our young people, and it was born, that campaign with our young people was born out of a desire to really make stewardship a formative process. It is my real belief that we will become the people that we set our eyes to become. And so for me, pledging, whether that's time, talent, or treasure, hopefully all three, actually sets our eyes on a particular path, and we will become those people. It's not just about money. Sometimes we can hear campaigns, like I've been listening to our local WKNO NPR campaign now for a week. This is not a nonprofit. Calvary is not looking for your money so that we have fewer commercials on Sunday mornings, okay? It is not what we do. It is about a commitment to be a particular kind of person. It's what we were talking about in the pulpit this morning, about committing to that person that God has created us to be. And what that means is that being able to put down the worry, being able to put down the concern of our life, and it takes practice. And actually giving in tangible ways helps us practice becoming the kind of people that we want to be. And so I encourage you, no matter what the amount is, to actually make a pledge, because it is a first step commitment to actually becoming the person that God has created us to be. Do not concern yourself with the amount. Just make some kind of gift statement, and that will be a small first step toward developing into the kind of person that I know God has created all of us to be. It is important, and it will actually transform you from the inside. And so thank you to those of you who have already pledged, and I hope that those of you who have not made that pledge of time, talent, and treasure will consider doing so right now or very soon. Thank you. Now we'll continue our business report. Next, I want to talk to you about our physical plant. You know, Calvary is a historic place. We are sitting in the oldest public, continuously used building in this city, and all of that history takes a little more effort to maintain. And it's a good thing, because we believe as Episcopalians that God is all around us and that God can actually be in stuff, that God can be actually in this building when we are here. And if you think about the nearly 200 years of history this building has actually experienced, think about the kind of events, both good and bad, that have happened in Memphis over the years, whether you've got yellow fever, the assassination of Dr. King, you've got civil rights marches, you've got on and on and on, things that have happened here, and that these walls have been soaked with prayers of people who have come before you, of prayers to ask that God be present with us. It's this building that really is quite special, and although the church is only us, the building that we worship in is part of the bigger story that we are in. It's the river that we sort of step in and out of in our lives. And so taking care of this space is important to us. And so over the last 15 to 18 months, we've really made the care of this place a priority. And so lots of work has been done that you probably haven't even seen, and lots of work will be done over the next few months that you actually will be able to see much more easily. And those things will be reported to you in the annual meeting, in the annual report that will come out in January. But without a lot of details, just know that a very significant amount of resources and time have gone into this physical plant, because so much was outstanding, and now we are playing catch up much faster than we thought we would. And so for all of you engaged in any of that work or in your prayers and your support, I thank you very much. We are doing what it is that helps us remain faithful to everyone who came before us and everyone who will inherit this when we are gone. So thank you. A few other bits of report. One is about formation, about our Sunday school. I hope that all of you have committed to participating in our Sunday school offerings, our formation offerings, over the last few months. And if you haven't, know that you are slowly moving into the minority, because the number of people who have been engaged in our formation offerings is higher than it has been in years. We are averaging a much higher level of participation, both in our young people and in our adults. So if it has not connected with you yet, I invite you to try it out. Come and join us for some of our formation offerings after 10 o'clock service, because our numbers are going up and the quality of our programming is continuing to get better and become more consistent. And I hope that you are feeling that kind of experience as you continue your walk with Christ. Now, I'd like to invite anyone from the vestry, particularly our wardens, if they would like to come up and say a word. Otherwise, we can call this meeting to an end. So would anyone like to speak? Know that you've made lots of people happy. Okay. Before we end the meeting, I want to make a note. It is 11:30. Sunday school for all of our young people continues until noon. All right? It is tempting to go and grab the young people out of their classrooms. But we have 30 minutes now where the only thing you have to do is just visit with each other. It is not that hard. Don't worry about what you have to do today. You can take 30 minutes and get to know the people all around you. Many of them you know, but if you look around, there are people who have been at Calvary for only a few months sitting in these pews. People who have sort of caught the mission and the vision, and I bet most of you don't know them, and you probably actually don't know lots of people who've been here for decades. So you have 30 minutes and an invitation to actually take time to just visit with each other. There are snacks in the Great Hall. There is coffee that is mostly almost really good. And I invite you to stay and to visit with each other. It is not often we get a little block of time where we can really connect with our community. So take advantage of it. Don't lose it. Now, let us go in peace to love and serve the Lord. Thanks be to God.